What's up, fam? Welcome to another episode of Breaking Impossibilities. We're here at the podcast summit with another edition with this phenomenal man right here with Brandon Houston of 365 Healthcare.
Yes, sir.
Based out of Atlanta. He's going to tell us a little bit about what he does, how he got there, and the things that he gone through to get there, man. So
yeah, I mean, I own 365 Healthcare. It's a private home care agency for children with special needs. I mean, these children are medically fragile. They have like G-tubes, trachs, vents. A lot of them are quadriplegic. They have cerebral palsy, things like that. So just to give you an idea of the demographic I'm working with. But how I got there is I already worked with children who had special needs for about 11 years for the city of Boston. I worked at a school called the Joseph Lee School in Dorchester, Mass. And that's pretty much how I got familiar with those children. But to speak on how I got into this industry.
Well, before you go forward, let me just ask you, when you say special needs, like what does all of that cover? Like the whole broad spectrum, or I mean? So
it actually covers everything. For the program I work with, it's the GAPP program, the Georgia Pediatric Program. It covers everything but mental health and developmental delay. Okay. So these children have physical disabilities.
Physical disabilities.
Yeah.
Okay. Wheelchair.
Yep.
Unable to walk, stuff like that. Things like that. Okay.
A lot of them like that. A lot of them on breathing machines, oxygen. You know, they have the central line, like things like that.
Okay. So, and then a little bit of, you was already going to go into it, but a little bit about how, like, what is it that inspired you to get into that? So initially, what ended up happening was my grandmother got sick.
And she ended up going into a nursing home, a pretty bad nursing home. And I really wanted to get her private care, but at the time I couldn't afford it. So I started looking into ways to get her into private care and the avenues to go into it. And I ended up pretty much finding out how to start one of my own. So once I figured it out, I got her the heck up out of there, got her private care and stuff like that. And started it in Boston, where I'm from, and then moved to Atlanta to pick up on it and just kept going from there.
Okay, awesome. So you moved out to Atlanta from Boston, what was it, 3 years ago?
3 years ago.
Okay, and then you brought your grandma out here. What was it that, what was your upbringing like?
So, I mean, I grew up in Dorchester, Mass. Pretty normal life. I mean, went to school, high school, did a little bit of college, didn't finish. I played basketball pretty much my whole life. I was a pretty normal kid for the most part, but I was always an entrepreneur at heart. You know, I worked a 9 to 5 like everybody else, but I always wanted more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I used to sell car parts, all types of stuff, but I always knew I wanted to be an entrepreneur ever since I was young.
Yeah, absolutely. So you grew up with both parents in the home?
No, just my mom.
Just your mom's? Okay.
Yeah.
And then how did that affect you, like growing up, just having moms there?
There was a lot I had to teach myself, just as a man, especially when I got older. My dad, he wasn't really around. But, I mean, she did the best she could. And I learned a lot from the environment I was in, the people I hung around. My mother tried keeping me around positive male role models and stuff like that to keep me on the right path, and that was pretty much it.
Okay, yeah, that's good, man, because, you know, there's a lot of kids out there struggling right now that don't have pops in their life, and pretty much figuring that it might be the world's end, like they just don't even know how to cope with that or get through that, you know? What is it that helped you, like, really get through there to, you know, start to navigate through some of that stuff?
It didn't really happen until I was about 24 years old when I had my first son. When I had him, it changed everything for me. I didn't want to be my dad, so all I did was base my life off of everything that he didn't do.
Yeah.
So anything he didn't do, I did. And I just pretty much tried to be the best father I could be, and tried to give my son, I have 3 now, but try to give my son at the time everything I didn't have and just keep him on the right path.
Okay. And I know you went through some hardship, man, when you was out there in Boston and stuff. You said you was homeless.
I was homeless for about 2 years. That was from, I want to say 2009 to about 2011. I had no place to go for a while. I was staying in an abandoned house for a long time in Boston. That was rough, but it helped me become who I am now. You know what I mean? stuff like that builds character. So yeah.
So I've been homeless myself, and those are like some of the deepest, darkest things. It's like I was addicted to drugs, definitely out there running around. It wasn't like I was just like sleeping in a box, or not to put nothing beneath that, but like just like it's more or less I was doing a lot of criminal activity. And there was a lot of dark moments where I would sit there and I would just think about different things. Like what was probably the darkest moment for you?
Darkest moment for me was I still had a job when I was homeless. I just didn't have enough. Like Boston, I mean, you from Cali, it's expensive. Like Boston's really expensive. So, I mean, I still had a 9-to-5. I was working, but I wasn't making enough money to get my own apartment.
Yeah.
So, I really feel like not having money takes you places, dark places. It makes you think about stuff you really shouldn't be thinking about to obtain the money. Mm-hmm. So that was my darkest moment. Like I had some plans to get some money, and I mean, luckily I didn't act on it, but I was ready to do stuff like that. It took me somewhere.
Yeah. No, for sure. And then so you come out here, you homeless, you get out of that. What was it that got you out of being homeless?
Somebody basically gave me a place to stay, like a stable place to stay, and they didn't charge me rent for about 6 months. So it gave me time to save up, you know what I'm saying? And I was able to get a second job so that way I could afford an apartment on my own, because the one job wasn't enough.
Yeah.
But where I wasn't safe, so.
And what would you suggest for somebody that's out there homeless, has all these great ideas, but might not have somebody that's going to give them a spot? What would you suggest them to do? They're in a hard predicament. What are some, like, because now you've started your business, you're scaling at a top level, and doing pretty well, but like, what would you say for somebody that's out there stuck with a lot of ideas? Because I'm sure when you was homeless, you had a lot of ideas, and there's a lot of things that going through your mind, like so many different things that you could do. What would be your advice or suggestion to them to kind of like get through that?
This might sound, I mean, I got involved into church at the time.
Yeah.
I'm not so much now, but back then I really was. And churches have a lot of resources, man. They have a lot of resources, a lot of people who are willing to help. Churches will feed you, churches will try to find you things that you need, and they have a lot of good people there. So, I mean, I know I'm not trying to get religious, but like, it's a really good setting and a place to go if you really have nothing and you're really looking for help. You know what I mean? And there are a lot of different programs and resources and things out there, just you have to get out there and kind of figure it out. Because you already know when you're on your own, you're really on your own. So
Yeah. No, absolutely. And I think that is a huge gem that you just dropped on everybody, because it's so simple that sometimes we don't even think about that. But, you might not be religious, but it's like what I got out of that is reaching out for help, understanding that there's somebody out there. But if you don't reach out for help and you don't ask, it's not going to happen for you.
Yes.
Would I be right if I said that the person that was able to give you the spot was from the church family?
Yes, they were.
See what I'm saying? Like, you got to put yourself in these rooms and these arenas in order for you to get the help you need, in a sense, right? So I thank you for sharing that, man, because it's important for us to know that, like, those are like breaking the impossibilities, like even from the smallest scale. Like, yeah, even though you had a job, but you was living in an abandoned home and you had nowhere to go, and you were really just trying to make it on your own, like at some point it was seeming like it might be impossible to even keep going forward.
Yeah. It seems like everything's going against you. There's a quote by Henry Ford. And I think it goes, how does it go? It's, I can't remember it, but basically it's talking about when it feels like everything is going against you, just remember that the airplane takes off against the wind, not with it. And I think about that all the time, because it's just, when you really think about it, that's really powerful. You know what I mean? 'Cause a lot of times you do feel like everything is just going against you.
Yeah. That's crazy you said that, because I tell the bison story all the time on here, where, the bison, when a storm is coming, the bison doesn't turn away and go with it goes through the storm. It turns around and faces the storm, because the sooner you face the storm, the sooner you're going to get through it.
Thanks.
You keep running through it, you're going to continue to keep just prolonging it and going through it. So
like that.
If somebody was interested in doing some of the things that you've done, how is it that you got to a point in your life where you was like, you know what, I want to help kids with special needs, and this is the program that I'm going to create. What was the step-by-step process to get you into a place that you are today?
So basically, the first thing is to get started.
Yeah.
I think that's probably the most important step, is because a lot of times we'll map out stuff in our head, whether it's in our head or on paper, and we want it to just be perfect, but we never get started. So I would say get started, get your tax ID, put your ideas on paper, and just start taking it one step at a time. Don't feel like you have to get everything all in one swing. You know what I mean? So obviously we all want that end goal of success, but there's steps to get to it. So just take every step one at a time, keep compounding, keep building, and eventually you're going to get to where you want to go. They say done is better than perfect, because perfect never gets done. So just, it doesn't have to be perfect. Just, you know what I mean? Just do it.
That was a gem for sure. You know, absolutely, just get it done. And I've been saying that a lot too lately, is we got to take action to make it happen. Because if we don't take action, it ain't gonna happen. And you also miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
I know that one, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Sir.
Like 1,000%. Like, you're gonna be sitting on the bench watching the game. You need to get in the game, but also to be relevant, you need to take a shot. You know what I'm saying? You need to do something. You know what I mean? You got to make something happen for yourself. So I'm pretty big on that, man. And you know, I really appreciate you for coming on here, man. And
I appreciate you, man. Thank you.
Absolutely. So, you know, if anybody is in need of information, man, I'm gonna put everything down. His Instagram, his social, his website, down in social media in the description. If you in Atlanta, man, and you need help, family members with kids with special needs or anything like that, I want you to hit up my boy Brandon. And last question though, what does Breaking Impossibilities mean to you?
Breaking Possibilities. It's a good one. I mean, to me, I translate that in my head as in like taking it a step further than what you already think you can do. So like if you feel like you could do something, or you feel like you can reach a certain goal, I think that, what's what they call it, a plateau? Or they call it like a level?
Yeah.
If you can break through that level, because everything that you want is on the other side of what you're afraid of. So that's what it means to me. Like, and we know it's possible, but can you just take it there a step further?
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes sense, but that's how I feel about
it. Absolutely. You got to break through those barriers. You got to break through that, because then you get to a certain point where you start hitting that wall.
Yep.
Right? You start hitting that wall, and I can't even think about it right now, but you're at that complacent stage, or you just, you know, where you're at your prime. You're not even at your prime, but you're almost there, but you got to just get through that last little bit of stage.
You got to break through it.
You got to get to that moment, man. So again, man, thank you for being a guest on the Breaking Impossibilities podcast. This is where we turn pain into power, and his phenomenal story is an example of that. So if you haven't, man, go already, hit the link, follow my guy, and continue to keep being legendary. Remember to believe in yourself, trust yourself, and love yourself, because anything is possible. Y'all possible. Let's get it.
Appreciate that, man. That was good.
That was good, man. Yeah, man. So we can get some of that on social. What I should have did was I should have recorded it on my phone too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, you had it. Two different places.
So what's your business like going to, man? These are questions I should have asked, but should be going on.
So a lot of people think that I want to get right now I have 130 clients. The average home care agency has 10 to 20. I got 130 right now. So I've already exceeded what I thought was possible, like we talked about. But I really want to be acquired by a much larger agency. I want to be attractive to another agency. So my taxes, I got all my stuff in order, bro. So if somebody comes to me, I got all my books in order, I got everything, I'm ready to sell. That's my goal. I want to sell my company. I want to just travel and live my life. I don't want to keep working for the rest of my life. I really don't. I mean, I'm 38 now, but...
Man, we should have got that on the pod, bro.
We still got it.
Oh yeah, we do got it. Oh man, absolutely. Nah, yeah. The after the scenes conversation. Man, I'm so used to being in the studio with my people, man. Like,
Yeah.
where they just cut it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But nah, absolutely. So yeah, that's good, man.
That's
so
my goal. I mean, the guy you just saw, Derek Harper, he was my business coach. He's the guy who got me started,
Yeah.
and that was my biggest issue, man. I wanted everything to be perfect.
Yeah.
Can't do that. I wanted, like, if it didn't look a certain way, I'm like, nah. If it was an ad or if it was like something I was putting on social media to promote, if it wasn't right, I wouldn't put it up.
Yeah.
And like you said, if you don't take that shot, you got to put it out there and see what happens.
Yeah. Nah, that's for sure, man. That's where it's at on everything, man. Like, you got to be able to, you got to have goals. You know, you can't just be shooting aimlessly.
No.
You know,
It has to be some sort of direction.
You got to have intentionality. And they talked a lot about that yesterday in the other groups that we had, man, is being intentional about what you're doing, having goals, believing in yourself. Like, stop worrying about what other people do. I can't compare myself to this podcast or that podcast. I can't compare myself.
Is the thief of joy, bro.
Oh, you just said it. You just took the word right out of my mouth. But like on everything, like, because at the end of the day, it's like when we get into this mode where we start to feel like oh,
it's not
look
enough.
what they're doing. Or, oh, like, and I get in those modes.
Yeah, everybody does.
I get in those modes where I'm like, oh, look at them. But you know what I said, man? Forget it, man. I'm just going to do me. All I can do is my routine every day. That's my routine. My routine every day is whatever it is that I do. If I post one time a day, if I talk to one person a day, if I help one, like, I'm big on the youth.
Yeah.
I just did a backpack drive in Richmond, California, you know? Gave away 80 spray ground backpacks, haircuts, and all of that, man. So it was
you love your community.
Yeah, man, because I was that kid, bro.
Yep.
I was that kid. Like, I was homeless at 13. You know what I'm saying? My mom was in and out of prison, so it's like I didn't really have like my role models was the streets. My role models was the boys on the corner selling dope.
Yep.
Those was my role models. That's who I wanted to be like. Like, you know what I mean? I wanted to be like the biggest dope dealer legend in Oakland, California. You know what I'm saying? Felix Mitchell, right?
Mm-hmm.
I used to be like, I'm gonna be the white Felix Mitchell, because that's what I was exposed to.
Product your environment.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But then I have to make the environment a product of me. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I do now. Is today I walk in my purpose and I help people and tell my story to help them understand that they can get through anything. Anything. It don't matter. Homeless. I was digging in dumpsters 10 years ago, bro. You know what I'm saying? Stealing cars to sleep in. Like, I was going to jail. I almost lost my leg, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because just the non-caring. Me not caring.
So what was your turning point? Like, what made you say, you know what, this is enough?
I got locked up when I was like, I just turned 30. I just turned 30. I went to, my birthday's April 26th.
I'm the 21st.
Okay. Taurus. Yeah, let's do it. April 26th. I went to jail April 27th. My clean date is April 28th.
Wow.
Because that's the first day I woke up and I didn't use nothing. Because as the cops are busting down the door, I'm shooting dope. Bam. Like, hold on, wait a minute. Here they come. And, you know, I was in there 30 years old, and I'm like,
this ain't it.
I'm done, bro.
Yeah.
And I didn't really have an extensive jail history. I never really got caught for anything that I did. You know what I'm saying? I would always high speed run. And I woke up and I'm like,
can't do this no more. Yeah.
I'm like, so it was a God shot.
Yeah.
Did my time, and it was about a month out before I was like about to get released. I said, you know what? I need a program. Didn't think about it the whole time. I'm already sentenced. I'm like, my release date is literally December 24th, right? And it's December 1st when I think about this.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what?
So
I need to do something different.
Initially, that helped you find your purpose.
For sure. I did programs.
So that didn't happen. You know what I mean? Like,
it didn't.
It's weird how stuff works.
It didn't happen immediately. I knew I wanted to do something different.
Yeah.
I was doing program dorms. I was getting my GED. I was doing all of this stuff. But I liked the way I felt. I like waking up not needing nothing. You know what I'm saying? I was looking good. I was like, ooh, damn, okay, watch out. The mirror was kind of choppy because, you know, they got metal. They don't got mirrors. And I'm like, okay, I'll see the little reflection. Like, okay. And then December 1st, I was like, I need to do something different. So I started pushing for a program. I ended up getting connected to this year-long program. And I was like, man, I just did a year in jail. I ain't doing a year program. But then I ended up doing it. And the nurse practitioner wasn't gonna give me a shot, man, because of my leg. So I broke my leg, and it was like all sewed up. You know what I'm saying? And they took the stitches out because I had MRSA. I had all this stuff. Like it was bad, bro.
You could have lost your leg.
I almost lost my leg, bro.
You definitely. Yeah.
If I didn't go to jail, I would have probably lost my leg because that was my get out of jail free card. Then I get to and I pray to my mom one day. My mom's gone. I lost her in 2013, you know, and I'm like, Mama.
Sorry for your loss, man.
You know, didn't have a relationship with God, but I'm like, Mama, please give me this program. Please give me this program. I won't let you down. Like, man, I'm really trying to change my life, you know? And the next day, nurse practitioner comes in and was like, hey, I'm going to let you go to this program. I'm going to sign off, you know, because it was his name that he had to say that I can go to this working program, right?
He put himself out there for you.
He said, I'm gonna do this for you, but I'm gonna tell you right now, man, if you feel anything, you need to go to hospital. I said, man, say less. I'm doing that regardless. You know what I'm saying? And then, so I went to this program and finished the program. I went to jail twice while I was in the program, clean, for some old stuff and a mistaken identity. And I'm like, so anyways, I get to the end of the program. I graduate. I meet my lovely wife to be now. Well, I've known her in the past, but we start hooking up, and we just got married in February this year.
Congratulations, man.
Yeah, we planned the whole wedding. I created the wedding.
What day in February?
22nd.
21st.
Yeah, 222.
On February 21st, we got married.
Yeah. So, and then we get to They give me a job at the program. They put me through school. I'm a certified substance use counselor. I'm going to school right now to be a licensed clinical social worker.
Okay.
I moved to the county. I work in the county now. So it's like all these different things. And I got 8 years clean. There ain't no going back.
You ain't going back.
Ain't no going back for me, man, because it don't even worry. My worst day today is better than my best day then. And I had a lot of fun out there.
That says, yeah.
I would get high, boy, and I have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
A lot of women. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't get into I know we talked about, I touched on my dad a little bit, but my dad is still using until this day.
Yeah.
My dad's been on heroin since I was 2. He was in Supermax from when I was 5 years old until I had my first son until I was 25.
He's home now?
He's home now. He's still in and out. But I don't know. I haven't talked to him in a few years, but he's always in and out. But he's been in jail more than he's been out. You know? And like I said, like I kind of look at his life and the way he is and the way he was with me and how he is, and I kind of try to do the opposite of what he does.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that man has robbed banks. He's done all types of crazy stuff.
Yeah.
And, you know, I see people in the street and they're like, yo, your paws. I'm like, yeah, I am. It's my dad. You know, whatever, this, that, and the third. But like just seeing how he is, it's crazy that we share the same DNA, but we're so different. You know what I mean? But in the same breath, because we share the same DNA, we kind of have the same demons in a way. There are a lot of things about my mom and a lot of things about my dad that I carry, and you can feel it inside. You know what I mean? You have it inside you. There's certain things that I could do, but I just don't. You know what I mean?
It's a mindset. You have a choice.
You have a choice.
Yeah, and you know what's good about our parents is they set a good example of what not to be. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Like my mom used to tell me, I ain't teach you nothing. I'm not a good mom. I said, Ma, you might do some, you might not be a good person to the community, but you're a great mom. You know what I mean? My mom was always in and out of prison and stuff like that. You know, dad was alcoholic, using. I always stayed with my mom. I'd go with my dad sometimes.
Here and there.
But my dad got clean when I was about 12, and he stayed clean the whole time up until he passed last year on August 4th, you know.
I'm sorry. Wow, man.
Yeah, so, but Pops was there every day after that. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was always in my life. I just never wanted to go with him. You know, he was abusive, and it wasn't even that. It's just I wanted to always be around my mom, you know? But
Yeah.
as I got a little bit older, I started understanding the dynamics, you know? But I mean, that's basically it, though. Like, you know what I mean? It's like everything is a lesson in life. Everything in life is a lesson. If you do not believe that, then you are not in a spot where you're going to grow.
Because like you just said, there's really no such thing as a loss. It's what do they call it? They say it's a lesson or it's redirection.
That's it.
Or it's both.
That's it, bro. Like you have to look at it like this. So if you're not looking at it like this, look at it like it's a lesson.
Yeah.
It's a lesson. Everything is happening for a reason. I'm a big believer in that.
No, that's facts.
You have to understand that, like, this is something that's gonna teach you something.
Yeah.
You're gonna grow through this. You know? So I mean, you know, like I said, man, I really appreciate you for being on this show,
of course,
man. This is where we turn pain into purpose. We break impossibilities. Your story is phenomenal. I can't wait to drop this episode, get your number and stuff, man, so we can definitely
let's
link
link,
up
man.
and keep this thing going, because I definitely am interested in doing a little bit about what you're doing, man, but more towards the mental health and field. You know what I'm saying?
The mental health side is actually bigger than the physical.
Oh, I
It's
know.
much bigger.
Oh, I know.
Because it's you can be in a wheelchair and still have mental, you know what I mean? Like health issues or anything like that. Depression, all that. We got kids like that. I don't want to get into it, but I just had a parent who committed suicide because she had 6 kids by herself. Multiple of them are handicapped. It was just too much for her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So what I'm doing now is I am actually developing with him, my coach over there, I'm developing a mental health chatbot through ChatGPT. Basically where people can go and look for resources. Because a lot of these people that I work with, they already have Medicaid, it's paid for anyway. Help them get a therapist, help them get help. But a lot of people don't want to talk to people. They'd rather get on their phone and get the information themselves and go about it that way. You know what I mean? I've learned that people don't really want to talk about it. I don't know how it is, your experience, but with my parents, they don't want to talk about it. They'd rather just look it up or find it on their own. So I'm kind of giving them the resource and it's free, you know?
Oh, man, that just ignited something into my mind. Definitely. Yeah, no, for sure, man. Because, there's always a peer support, or there's also, like, a coach. Like, I'm a recovery coach. So I don't provide substance use counseling outside of my job or anything like that. But what I do is I provide coaching. Mm-hmm. This is how you do it. Just using some of the same techniques too, like journaling. What we doing? Not providing any counseling services or therapy services, but being able to talk to the person or being there for that person when they're having a hard time.
Support.
Exactly. So yeah, man, definitely need to link up on that. But
it.
man, yeah, man. So appreciate you, man.
Yeah, what can that?
Huh? Absolutely.
Oh, for real.